Hello again, welcome to today's attempt at the Fusele. This is Wordle, but the rules change on every row. So on that first row, for example, we've got 6 red letters at the bottom that we're not allowed to use. But at this stage, that's not a problem. I'm just going to try roped, because it uses letters that are not forbidden. But also, I'm thinking if we get down here, the rule here is that we have to use the U and the C in those positions. So I'm thinking tunic is basically the only option. Maybe sumac. So I'm trying to avoid those letters to start with. Okay, so we've got an O. Orange hints mean that the letter is within 3 of your letter in the alphabet alphabetically. This clue always throws me off because I get a grey A and then I think, oh, we can't use the A anymore. But it doesn't mean that, it just means that the letter in that position is not A, B, C or D. So I think maybe we want to use letters towards the middle of the alphabet. Let's try gloom, because then we'll know where the O goes. Okay, it goes 4th, and none of the other letters are close. That's interesting. So I don't get any yellows, the only hints are letters in the right places. So it's not a double O, so that's interesting, because that last letter, OR, is quite a common ending, but it obviously can't be. So what can it be? I mean, Abbott is clearly an option, but I'm not really sure I want to try that. I was going to try about, but that's also not much better, especially since we know that the O has to be 4th. A lot. Is there anything that's blank A, blank OT? Or just blank A, blank O anything? Because I guess I want to try and use the A. Mason? I think that's still not been ruled out. The last letter can't be an N. Oh, so if the last letter can't be an N, that makes it much more likely that it is the T that I was thinking of earlier. Interesting. So let's go back again. Is there anything else we can think of? I think maybe I just have to go for Abbott and see what happens. Oh, absolutely nothing! So the colouring is inverse. Blue letters mean that another letter from your guess is in that spot. That's not really helpful. Oh, I really should have tried the A in second, because now we don't know. The only hints are letters in the correct places. We don't know if the A is second still. Although we do know that it doesn't end in a T. So we're really restricted for that last letter, because none of them look like they can go after a T very easily. It's not going to be a plural, so it's not going to be an S. So it's probably W or a Y, something like allow or alloy. But of course it can't start with the A, so it's not actually either of those. So it probably still is something with that A in second that I haven't thought of yet. Interesting. I mean, it maybe even something like cacao. No, because that would be an AO ending. Cocoa would have the OA ending, but it can't be cocoa because the second letter can't be O. Right. So, what do we want to do here? There's still lots of options for this first letter. Second letter probably going to be a vowel, which means it has to be the A. I really should have tried the A second in the previous guess. That can still be lots of things. Probably again an S or a T is more likely. This first letter still could be an O or a U, apparently. It's not going to be a U, because it can't be a UN beginning, because this letter can't be an N. What else comes after an O? Just feels like it's going to be, I mean, it could be an X. Something like inbox, but not specifically inbox, because this letter can't be a B, and this letter can't be an N. But apart from that, the trouble with some of these rules are we've guessed G and L and O and B and A, and they're all grey, but they still could be in the word, just in a different position. I don't know what is the best thing to guess. I just want to try the A and probably the W or the Y. Let's just try story and see what happens. Oh, okay, I've got... So we know that the O goes fourth, so that's why this is red. This is blue. Oh, it's an SOR ending. Of course it could be an SOR ending, couldn't it? No, the R can't be... We can't use the R. Right, so that last letter is not T. It's not O. So basically we know we've got a blue here. So we know that either the S, T, O or R should be there. But it can't be the R, because we ruled that out up here. It can't be the T, because we ruled that out here. It can't be the O, because that's accounted for by this blue colouring. So it has to end in an S. So this is OS at the end. So it starts with either a T or a Y. So it's tacos. Is that plausible? This letter can still be an A. That letter can still be a C. So I think tacos. Oh, very happy to have logicked that out in the end. It took me long enough to think through the possibilities. But going for story helped in a surprising way in the end. I thought it would tell me that the Y was correct or something like that, but no. Helped me work out that it was a plural, which is always a little bit off-putting, because I always assume it's not a plural, because most of these games it never is. But it was today? Sort of. I suppose you could have an individual taco, but yeah. So it was a plural, I suppose. But we got there in the end. That's the Fusele puzzle. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.